Well, we told you earlier about a Houston couple ordered to stop feeding the homeless. The city of Houston forcing Amanda and Bobby Herring to shut down their independent outreach program for operating without a piece of paper. It's called a permit. The city says that permit is meant to protect the homeless. But is this just bureaucratic red tape that ends up covering the mouths of the hungry? Let's bring in our legal panel. Civil attorney, adjunct professor at Fordham University, Vicki Ziegler, and former prosecutor and defense attorney, Joey Jackson. Joey, let me start with you. These are two kind souls. Their names are Bobby and Amanda Herring. Wonderful people. Let's put up their picture. Do we have their picture? They feed warm meals each and every day to those in need, the homeless. They leave no trash behind. They've never caused a single problem whatsoever, no health problems, no nothing. How in good conscience and on what legal basis can the city of Houston shut them down?
Well, let's talk about this first. I think they do admirable work. They do work that is long overdue. I think more people should band together, have their heart, and have their generosity. But now let's talk about legal terms, Greg. This is about public protection. It's about the protection of public health and safety of everyone. There are ordinances for a reason. We're a society of laws, not men. That has been said before. You've heard that before. Why? Because we want to protect people. This ordinance is designed to ensure that food is safely cooked, safely prepared, and otherwise distributed to a needy population. This is why it needs to be cooked in a certified kitchen with a certified food preparer. To the extent that they don't do that, it cannot be fed.
Nonsense. Vicki, I dare say
Glad you agree, Greg.
that the Herring's kitchen is probably cleaner and safer than the food carts out here on 6th Avenue.
I agree with you. I guess garbage cans are cleaner than what actually they're giving out to the individuals. Right. Really, this is about, is bureaucracy outweighing altruism? These are two individuals that are volunteering their time, their efforts, their resources. They don't want any remuneration. They don't want any praise. They just want to go out there and feed 60 to 120 homeless people a night. They did it for a year. Two police officers say, hey, you're violating an ordinance. Don't they have anything better to do than really tell these individuals that they're violating a public ordinance? And Joey knows there are many ordinances on the books that are ridiculous, that are never enforced.
And they're never enforced because everybody knows they're dumb. Hey,
Absolutely.
Joey, speaking of dumb, the Health and Human...
Speaking of dumb, hey,
Not you. I was referring to the statement by the Health and Human Services Department in Houston.
Right.
Because they issued a statement that's arguably dumb. They say, oh, the homeless, they're susceptible to foodborne illnesses. Are you kidding me?
Well,
they have iron stomachs because they eat out of a trash can rotten food.
Listen, I think there's an argument to be made. Maybe they were overstepping and saying that a little bit, but let's understand this. Homeless don't have the health care that you and I might have and that other people may have, and they have to be protected. Now, at the end of the day, Greg, we have to ensure that ordinances protect everybody. And while they're doing something that's very admirable, perhaps they can partner up with some soup kitchen, some homeless advocacy agency, but someone else who does it the proper and right way. I feel Vicki's passion. I'm with you. We need to protect the homeless.
You know what, Vicki? In addition, my daughters, in addition to helping out at soup kitchens, they also do with their church midnight runs, in which we prepare in our kitchen, which is not a certified kitchen with a certified chef, as Houston requires. We prepare food and sandwiches that we then give out to the homeless with the church on these runs. I don't have to have a license to do that. How is this any different?
Well, it's not. And that's the whole key. I volunteer. I wish I could do it more in a soup kitchen downtown. We are looking at an epidemic of homeless people in this country. Millions of people, men, women, and children, don't have a healthy meal, some type of food to eat on a daily basis. We're talking about individuals that want to do the right thing. And they're not always preparing the food at home. They're getting it from restaurants. And we have a problem in this country. It's called waste. All of this food is going in the dumpster. Then it all of a sudden it's contaminated and the homeless people are eating it. So we really have to reform legislation. That's what it's really about.
You know what? Julie Banderas was doing a story about how she tried to donate a bunch of food after a wedding reception to the homeless. And she was not allowed to do so, Joey. Come on, this is ridiculous.
Maybe at the end of the day they'll carve out some kind of exceptions or some kind of regulations which allows us to do that. But until we do that, we have to obey ordinances and rules. And I'll tell you what's different about what you were doing with the church. What you're doing is a church has certifications as food preparers.
Yeah, but they didn't prepare the food. It was prepared in all the parishioners' individual homes.
Right, the Herrings are preparing the food in their homes. That's the problem. So that is the violation of the ordinance per se. I think this is about awareness for people to go out there, volunteer,
Most
do
people
it the right
get
way.
food poisoning not out of homes, kitchen homes, but out of restaurants.
Right.
So there.
All
All
right,
right.
homeless, but do it responsibly and legally, Greg. Vicky.
Joey Jackson, Vicky Ziegler. Vicky wins. Heather.
Pleasure, Greg. Pleasure.
Heather.